breaking news.
We have breaking news in the investigation into an alleged attack against Empire star Jussie Smollett. Two law enforcement sources with knowledge of the investigation tell CNN Chicago police believe Jussie Smollett paid two men to orchestrate the assault. The actor told police that on January 29th, two masked men beat him, doused him with a liquid he believed to be bleach, and put a rope around his neck, all while shouting racial and homophobic slurs. I want to go out to CNN national correspondent Ryan Young in Chicago now for the latest. Ryan, what are we learning?
Well, we were talking to those two law enforcement sources with knowledge of the investigation. They tell CNN that Chicago police believe Jussie Smollett paid the two men to orchestrate the assault. The brothers who were arrested Wednesday were released without charges Friday after police cited the discovery of new evidence. Now, the sources tell CNN that the two men are now cooperating fully with law enforcement. Smollett told authorities he was attacked early January 29th by two men who were yelling out racial and homophobic slurs. And he said one attacker put a rope around his neck and poured an unknown chemical substance on him. The sources tell CNN that there are records that show the two brothers purchased the rope around Smollett's neck at an Ace Hardware store in Chicago. Now, CNN's attempts to reach both Smollett's representative and attorney were unsuccessful right now. I can tell you police have been working this case. 12 detectives have been working nonstop on this. Right now, more twists and turns. But of course, now the focus is on the investigation and how detectives move this to the next phase.
Thanks, Ryan. Appreciate it. Here to help me break it down further, CNN legal analyst Joey Jackson. And on the phone is CNN chief media correspondent, host of Reliable Sources, Brian Stelter. Brian, let me start with you. I'm sure, like me, you have been following this over the past week or two, as has the country. This story has fascinated us. What's your reaction to this awful, awful news?
Well, now the ball is back in Jussie Smollett's court. A spokesman for the Chicago Police Department tells me they did reach out to Smollett's attorneys last night after receiving new information from those two men that had been questioned by police. What I was told by the Chicago PD just now was, we need to talk to Jussie Smollett as soon as possible. We need to ask him additional questions. Frankly, I think the question now is, what is Smollett going to tell police? Is he going to cooperate with this investigation? Those are open questions. But because from the very beginning there were political connotations to this story that were undeniable, because sources close to Smollett said these two attackers said, this is MAGA country, and that they were Trump supporters, this became partisan and polarizing on day one. I wish it wasn't, but that is the reality. And that adds a layer to the story that makes it even more troubling